What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back at it today. I took a long break. I had to handle a lot of business, but without further ado, this video is going to be basically how the government got all of their advanced technology, quote unquote, advanced technology, as a result of reverse engineering, okay, the chemical makeup of certain animals in nature, okay? Let me repeat. The government, the secret government, gets all of their technological advances from animals in nature, okay? They do this by reverse engineering the chemical makeup and the genetic makeup of animals in nature. Every single technological advancement, okay, that this government has comes from imitating creatures in nature, and that is what this video is going to be about, okay? So just listen very carefully. The first video I'm going to show you is the newest and most elite secret aircraft in existence thus far that is owned by our government. It is called the Aurora spacecraft, okay? The Aurora spacecraft. It is capable of anti-magnetism, electromagnetism. So the aircraft is able to match the same polarity as the Earth's magnetic field. So that gives it the ability to hover, okay, and to levitate, okay? It also gives it the ability to travel faster than any known Mach speed of any other aircraft to the known world, okay? The Aurora is faster than any other known spacecraft in the world, okay? It can go past any known Mach speed. It is completely silent. I guess you'd only be able to hear a hovering noise when it comes close to you, but this aircraft has not come close to anybody, any normal person, okay? So this Aurora spacecraft also has the capability of bending light. Okay, you're going to see that as well. Bending light. What do I mean by bending light? This Aurora spacecraft can bend light to match its goddamn environment. The same mechanism the Predator used in the Predator movies to go invisible. Okay, so its environment became a mirror, became a giant mirror to it. Okay, it mirrors its environment just like the chameleon. Okay, it's not a game, people. Our government has been reverse engineering this technology for decades. Okay, and this Aurora spacecraft basically proves that. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. This was a amateur video taken by people in California, seeing two Aurora spacecrafts escort a plane, okay, to a certain location. The two triangle objects are the Aurora spacecraft. They also have particle beam weapons, okay? Particle beam lasers and heat-seeking missiles as their weapons. Okay, this was over the night sky. Okay, this is what they look like in the night. This was another amateur tape of an Aurora spacecraft. I saw one of these over Arizona once when I was in Arizona. Okay, this is another Aurora right here. But what it's doing is it's bending light. So now it looks like it's a part of the cloud. You see, it looks like it's part of the cloud now because it's bending light. You see what I'm saying? It's bending the light to match its environment. Okay, see, now you can see it clearer because it just left from the cloud. Now it's going back into the cloud. See, that's when you're able to bend the light spectrum. When you bend the light spectrum, you basically match your environment. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, I'll go ahead and stop it right there. So, I know the main question that everybody's asking is, what animal in particular did the government use to reverse engineer the technology to create the aurora? Basically, what animal, okay, was reverse engineered to come up with the idea of the aurora? Ladies and gentlemen, that will be none other than the scarab beetle. The scarab beetle, okay? The scarab beetle, okay? A Russian scientist started studying insects, okay? He was known for studying insects, and he realized that beetle wings held a certain property to their chemical makeup that allowed the beetle wings to perform levitation, okay? The beetle and the beetle wing, very, very significant creature, very significant animal. And our ancient ancestors understood the science of the beetle wing, okay? And a Russian scientist rediscovered this information. And when this Russian scientist started making his own mechanical objects that were reverse engineered from the beetle wing, that's when the Russian government confiscated, okay, his technology, okay? And the guy, I believe he was poisoned. I believe they poisoned him, and they confiscated his technology that was reverse engineered, okay, from beetle wings. And it was all anti-gravity, okay, anti-quote-unquote gravity, which is just anti-magnetism, okay, matching the Earth's electromagnetic polarity. That's what it all goes back to, okay? So I'm going to be proving that in this lecture. So just listen very carefully, okay? The Aurora spacecraft and all the other anti-quote-unquote gravity aircraft, all the anti-gravity aircraft was reverse engineered, okay, by studying these beetles, these scarab beetles, okay? These scarab beetles and these dung beetles, okay? These scarab beetles are also biofluorescent. They're also biofluorescent, okay? Which is another technology, okay, that the government reverse engineered, all by studying these beetles, okay? Another animal that uses, okay, reverse magnetism. Reverse magnetism will be the bee, okay? Because just like the beetle, how the beetle hovers and levitates, the honeybee levitates and hovers just like the beetle, okay? One and the same, okay? And you see these honeycombs with these hexagonal-like structures. These hexagonal-like structures are found in the beetle. They're found in the beetle wing. These hexagonal-like structures. Okay, very, very, very deep information. Okay, I'm about to show you guys why our Kemetic ancestors held the bees and the beetles in such high regard. Okay, so without further ado, about to show you this video right here, basically breaking down the chemical makeup and the protein makeup of these beetles and why they're able to hover, why they're able to levitate and defy quote unquote gravity.
Named Grebennikov from Russia. Grebennikov was kind of a...
Grebennikov was the Russian scientist who rediscovered this.
Did a lot of work with bugs, entomology. And his favorite thing was to go out into the steppes of Russia and into the various outer hinterlands and camp out in the summers and study his favorite subject. And on one of these expeditions, he started seeing some weird effects. This is all explained in great detail on a QDNet site if you type in Grebennikov and his flying box or gravity platform. But anyhow, the result of this was to show that he found a certain bug that didn't fly, it levitated. And this was, he put this bug into a little vial or something, and he saw this vial jumping up off the lab table, jumping up and down. And of course, this is patently impossible based on any type of normal physics. So he got into this, and he found out that the bug wings themselves were creating an anti-gravity phenomena under certain conditions. And of course, what we have here, if you analyze, I think I found the bug.
There it goes.
It's actually a beetle.
Right there on the kinetic walls.
This bug structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. Turns out that beetles have two wings.
Yep. He said a hexagonal structure and the beetle wing, okay? Hexagonal structure in the beetle wing, okay, which formed a pyramid-like structure in the beetle wing, okay? I'm going to replay that for you guys.
Structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. Turns out that beetles have two wings. The top wing is called a wing cover, and what the beetle does is it lifts this wing cover up, and then it flips out its lower wings, or inner wings. Now, the bug cover protects the inner wings, but when it gets excited or something, it flips these other wings out, and it flaps these other wings, and the inner wings flap a little, and this beetle goes gyrating around. They can't fly very good, but they sure levitate great, I guess. And anyway, he took a whole bunch of these bug wings, and he glued them to like a Venetia blind structure, and he put it into a little platform he built. So they were all, these bug wings were all covered in here. And he used I theorize he used the wing covers as well as the inner wing itself. There's also a kind of a handlebar on this thing with some controls. You can see the thing a little better here in detail. The controls, I think, had to be manipulated continuously and probably vibrated to create the same action the bug was doing. There's also down at the base some kind of a lever, which I suspect controlled the amount of lift he was getting out of this thing. Anyway, Grebennikov claimed that he could fly this thing, or levitate it, and it would go around at almost 1,000 miles an hour. Now you ask, how can that happen? Well, he said that there was an energy field that built up around this thing due to this gravity field building up in the platform. And by this thing building up, it built out a force field that basically surrounded him and protected him from the local environment. So even though he was flying at 1,000 miles an hour, you could go, you could be wearing your Sunday best suit and not get it.
Look at the pyramid. Look at the pyramid.
I'm not sure I'd want to stand on something going 1,000 miles an hour that's 2 feet square. But
electromagnetic field produced by the pyramid. Those same structures in the beetle wing.
These pictures are much better if you get on the QDNet site. This is the platform with him on it about 3 to 6 feet above the ground, because here's the shadow here down below. Now you could say this is all faked, but if you get into the other things he did with shape, they almost mirror the stuff that I discovered, and it proves, I guess, that there's either two crazy people in the world, or there's two people that have found the same discoveries. So I think that this is a valid phenomenon, and I'll show you why. Next slide is a micrograph that I took of a beetle inner wing. This is at a 100x. If you look closely at this thing, you can see rows of bumps all along the bottom of this wing. Each row is staggered from the next row next to it. And this is all over the surface of the bottom of the wing. Now, I don't know of any aerodynamic surface that has bumps all over the bottom to help it fly better. If you blow this up to 430x, you can start to see some of this microstructure of the cells that form where these bumps are. The next slide, at 970x, you start to see what these bumps that stick up are. They're hairs, look like hairs or fibers that grow out of the center of these hexagonal cells. And of course, this harkens back to my basic shape power discovery, is that each one of these, because of their shape going down to a point, is creating a magnetic field. And remember, a magnetic field is a rotating piece of vortex in the ether.
Absolutely. So basically what he was saying was the protein makeup of the beetles and their wings and the shapes and the hexagonal pyramid shapes, okay, on the outer case of their wings, okay, it's under the outer case of their wings, that creates the vortex field, okay, around the wing that allows the beetle to defy what's known as gravity, okay? It creates an electromagnetic field that matches the same polarity that the Earth emits, okay? And this is what gives the beetle the power to levitate, okay? Really, really, really deep information. Absolutely amazing. This right here, okay, is a stag beetle. And if you just watch these things fly, you notice that it's not, they really don't fly. They levitate. Okay, they levitate and they hover. They hover and levitate just like the bee. Okay, same exact motion. And this is exactly what was done by the United States government, the Russian government, the Chinese government. Okay, all major governments around the world took this technology, sold it to other governments, okay, and they all reverse engineered it for years, for decades, and that is how our government basically concocted the Aurora spacecraft, okay, all by reverse engineering the goddamn beetle wings. Okay, same thing right here. Same thing with the bees. Okay, they're able to match the same polarity as the Earth's surface. Not a game, people. Not a game. Not a joke. Like, we could fast forward this video right here till the beetle takes flight, and you can see that these creatures, they really they don't fly at all. Okay, they don't fly at all. They levitate and they hover. Look at that. Look at that. Same thing. Same thing as the Aurora. Okay, same exact thing as the Aurora and other aircraft that are known for anti-gravity. Okay, I've been mentioning that in many of my past lectures, that a lot of the technology we have, okay, is all reverse engineered from technology that was already here, and our ancient ancestors did that from reverse engineering the chemical makeup of animals in nature. Okay, this right here. Okay, this is all on Kemetic walls, hieroglyphics on Kemetic walls. This right here is the scarab beetle, and it shows right here, out of all the things they chose to put on their temple walls, they didn't put a scarab beetle there. They put a scarab beetle with its wings out. They put a scarab beetle with wings out, holding two spherical objects. Okay, one is orange, the other one is a cool color. Okay, so you can definitely see this by basically seeing where they got the power of flight from. The power of flight, the power of levitation. Okay, that power, okay, that they put in their vehicles all came from this scarab beetle. Okay, it's not a game, people. It is not a game. When you look at you can look at all of these. Okay, these were created, okay, paying homage to the scarab beetle, okay, for giving humanity the power of levitation, the power of flight. Okay, our ancestors paid that homage to the beetle. Okay, not a game whatsoever. Okay, this is another drawing. Okay, this right here is art coming from our ancestors in Kemet, basically showing that a lot of these scarab beetle carvings and drawings were basically personifying a binary star system that we live in. Okay, the beetle could also symbolize the dark matter in the universe, okay, that is allowing the sun, okay, to stay in motion around the galactic center, allowing the planets to orbit around the sun. Okay, that all has to do with electromagnetism. Okay, and the force that's being a vessel, okay, to keep that magnetism in place. The force to keep that in place is the dark matter. Okay, the dark matter is what keeps everything in motion, okay, in this known universe. Okay, and the beetle is a very, very sacred animal, creature in this role. Okay, right here you have Sol 1, the original name, or one of the original names for the sun was Sol 1, and here's Sol 2. Okay, the sun and Nibiru. Nibiru comes into the sun's orbit every 13,000 years. Okay, so this is what a lot of people see when they see this beetle, this Kemetic beetle, okay, holding two orangish, yellowish, reddish like objects, one in its hands, one in its feet. Okay, the one in its feet, okay, would be more than likely Nibiru. The one that's held in its arms, okay, would be the sun we see every day. Okay, same thing again. Right here, you have the red star, then the yellow star. Just like what they told you in the Superman comic book. Okay, the Superman got his energy from the red sun. Okay, he came from a planet orbiting the red sun. Okay, but he came down here to Earth, which orbited the yellow sun, shown in the Superman comic book superhero series. Okay, it's not a game, people. The Zionist Jews that own the comic book industry, they know all about our ancient ancestors' history and all about this spiritual Kemetic science. And they put it in the goddamn comic book in the movie to make you think it's hocus pocus, to make you think it's bullshit and it's actually our reality. Okay? Another thing I'm going to touch on is this bioluminescence. Okay? This right here, these jellyfish and a lot of other animals in the ocean, okay, some on the surface of the earth, they can perform something called bioluminescence. Some of them do this through a certain bacteria that is laying dormant inside of their body. Other creatures are able to just produce this light off of the plasma in their blood. Okay, they're able to move the plasma in their blood, okay, to the surface, okay, through the surface of their skin, and that plasma causes their body to produce bioluminescence. Okay? This is what was shown in the Predator movie. Okay, the Predator had green blood, okay, because he had a copper-based blood, but his blood was also bioluminescent. It was also luminescent. Okay, because the luminescence shows the amount of plasma being produced in one's blood. Okay. Also, this video right here is going to show and prove that there is UFOs being created to replicate that body structure of a jellyfish. There are UFOs out there being put together, being created. Okay. The technology is being put together by reverse engineering the chemical makeup and the body makeup of a jellyfish. Okay, this right here is a jellyfish UFO, ladies and gentlemen. And this was shown over the skies of California. What is this? Hollydale Park, Southgate, California. And these jellyfish UFOs were seen in the sky. But what they're not saying is these jellyfish UFOs, of course, had to start out, okay, in the ocean. Okay, these jellyfish UFOs are able to survive the immense water pressure. Okay, the large amount of water pressure when you go deep down into the depths of the ocean. Okay, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of miles below the ocean surface. Okay, you would have to get into something known as a jellyfish USO, an unidentified submerged object that is created by imitating the body of a jellyfish. Okay, jellyfish can survive the deep depths of the ocean, and they can survive all of that water pressure. Okay, so you would need to get into something that personifies the same chemical buildup of a jellyfish. Okay, to go ahead and to get that done. So right here is without a doubt proof that the government is reverse engineering the chemical makeup of a jellyfish, and they created their own technology, okay, which is a jellyfish UFO, and it's able to go deep down into the oceans of our world, also to go into our atmosphere outside of the Earth's electromagnetic field, and it is able to survive outside of the Earth's electromagnetic field, where you have no oxygen, no gases, okay, that are necessary to breathe. Okay, this jellyfish UFO is able to survive in that kind of climate. Okay, so are the pilots, and I'm about to be showing and proving today. Just watch very carefully.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a jellyfish UFO.
I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so pretty.
Oh yeah, it's moving all around.
There are multiple videos showing the same event. This video actually went viral.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know that's the
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a balloon.
No, it's
It seems to be alive, you guys.
weird.
It's not a balloon. It's going behind the tree. Tell me when it comes out. I gotta go over here.
And I think it disappeared after that. Okay. These things are very real. You see what I'm saying? Our government is basically living in a whole nother world. There's a whole nother civilization, a whole nother society where people don't have to worry about aging. People don't have to worry about catching diseases. People don't have to worry about paying taxes. People don't have to worry about bullshit religion. People don't have to worry about basically things and instances that drain your energy. They don't have to worry about that in inner Earth, and they don't have to worry about that on other planets as well, because our government, okay, not only do they have their own civilization in inner Earth, they're colonizing other planets as well. And okay, the objects that they use to go from solar system to solar system, planet to planet, are these objects that you see right now that were reverse engineered by imitating animals in nature. Okay? Okay, so this object right here, this jellyfish UFO that can go deep down under the ocean surface, and it can go, okay, to other planets in the solar system and out of the solar system, that was reverse engineered by mimicking, okay, the body of the jellyfish. The body of the jellyfish. This is why you see these jellyfish crop circles. This is why you see these jellyfish crop circles, okay? Because our ancestors are telling us, if we do the same, okay, if we do the same that our ancestors did, creating these spacecraft and these aircraft by reverse engineering the jellyfish, you'll be able, okay, to defy what they call gravity. You'll be able to match the polarity of the Earth. Okay, you'll be able to float. You'll be able to levitate. You'll be able to perform what they call space travel. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to continue to show and prove when this, as this video goes on. Okay, because there's also another animal who can survive the deep depths of the ocean, who can survive while being on fire, who can survive in lava, who can survive in outer space where there's no air, okay, who can survive freezing temperature, and it's known as the tardigrade, okay? Now notice how when I touched on the beetle, okay, when I touched on the beetle, this beetle right here is biofluorescent. This beetle right here can defy gravity, can defy magnetism. It can match the polarity of Earth's magnetic field, okay? And it can levitate, okay? And it is biofluorescent. Well, this tardigrade, who can do the same thing, okay? When you look at it under a microscope, it is biofluorescent, okay? It is biofluorescent. It produces a large spectrum of different colors, okay? And it can defy the Earth's electromagnetic pull because it can match the Earth's polarity, okay? This microscopic organism known as a water bear or a tardigrade can do the exact same thing. This tardigrade can survive inside of a goddamn hot water springs that is boiling. It can survive in boiling water. It can survive in freezing temperatures. It can survive outside of the Earth's atmosphere where there is no air. It can survive the deep, deep depths of the ocean all of that water pressure that would crush any normal human. This tardigrade can survive all of those climates and all of those atmospheres. This is why on most of the spacecraft that are used to go from planet to planet, to go from solar system to solar system, they're using the same chemical makeup, the same chemical compound of a tardigrade, and they're putting that on the outside of their spacecraft. Okay? This tardigrade can also survive nuclear warfare, nuclear fallout. This tardigrade, ladies and gentlemen, can survive a nuclear bomb, a nuclear blast. So guess what the secret government developed? They developed, okay, anti-radiation suits. Okay, I should be showing that in one of these. Oh, here it is right here. These anti-radiation suits. Okay, all made by reverse engineering the makeup of the tardigrade. All of them. Okay, our government has this technology, and they basically, okay, came up with these suits by studying the tardigrade, studying, okay, how it lives, what kind of habitat it has, and what chemical compounds make it. And they were able to take those same compounds and put them on the outside of their spacecraft, also on the outside of these suits. Okay, and this suit can do the same thing a tardigrade does. Ladies and gentlemen, our government has technology where they can block radiation. They can block flares coming at them. Okay, flamethrowers. They can survive while on fire. They can survive under the Earth's oceans with all that water pressure. And as above, so below. You have all that water pressure and no oxygen to breathe when you go into the ocean. And when you go outside of the Earth's electromagnetic field, you're going to be met with the same environmental properties. Okay? Okay, it's not a game, people. It's not a game whatsoever. Okay, we were lied to all of our lives. All of our lives, people. Okay? So, basically, there's nothing new under the sun. All our government did was excavate ancient artifacts under pyramid structures and reverse engineer that technology. Our ancestors created that technology by studying these animals, these creatures, and putting, okay, pieces of these animals' makeup, of these animals' genetic makeup, putting those pieces on their spacecraft and their aircraft. Okay, it's not a game, people. Okay, right here you can see it. See it right here, the jellyfish UFO, the jellyfish UFO. Okay. Okay, used and created by studying the jellyfish and the tardigrade. Okay, so the jellyfish, the tardigrade, and the beetle wings. That is what our government took into secret military bases and reverse engineered. They were reverse engineering it for years and decades, and now you get technology like this. You see, you get technology like that. You get technology like the Aurora. You see what I'm saying? Okay, the Aurora also took hold of chameleon technology from studying the chameleon lizard. Okay, the chameleon lizard basically matches its environment. Same thing as the Predator in the Predator movie. Same thing as this Aurora right here, trying to pretend like it's a cloud. You see? Really, really deep, really mind-blowing information here. Okay, and also humans have this technology, or no, humans have the chemical makeup, okay, to perform bioluminescence, just like a jellyfish. Okay, just like the Predator blood and the Predator movie. Okay, so right here it says, why do some organisms glow? Okay, right here it says bioluminescent organisms, that is life that literally glows, exist in large variety, from bacteria to mushrooms, worms, fireflies, jellyfish, and sharks. But how and why do they do it? Bioluminescent organisms create light through a process in which two or more compounds are brought together to create light. It's very similar to combining the chemicals inside a glow stick to create light. One of the substances is called luciferin, which is a light producing pigment. When you see a bioluminescent organism glowing, it is activated luciferin that you're seeing. Luciferin reacts with oxygen to create light, according to Steve Haddock, a research scientist and an adjunct associate professor at Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute. An enzyme called luciferase allows oxygen and luciferin to interact, producing photons of light that escape from the cell. Okay, so this is all on a microscopic cellular level here, and it says in some species a charged ion is needed to complete the reaction, and sometimes adenosine, okay, triphosphate, ATP, must be included to complete the process. Adenosine triphosphate is found in most living organisms, including humans. Okay? Right there. Okay? It is a very specialized molecule whose job it is to transport and store energy. Okay? So right here, it says that humans have this ATP. Humans have this adenosine triphosphate, okay, which is capable of causing our bodies to become bioluminescent. This is why you might take notice of some people who are strictly on alkaline diets, and no matter what race they are, if they stand out in the sunlight, you will see that their skin literally glows, literally, and changes colors. You might see these people one day and they'll be a shiny reddish brown, a shiny reddish copper, or a shiny reddish brown. And then you might see them one day, they might be a little bit darker, but still shiny. And then they might look a shade of orange, orangish brown. You see what I'm saying? One day. Okay? That's because their bodies are completely alkaline. And this ATP, okay, this ATP right here, this adenosine triphosphate in their blood, okay, is being activated, okay, which gives them a form of bioluminescence, which actually causes the person to glow. Okay, this is a very, very real science. Very real science here, people. Okay, and our ancestors knew all about this. Okay, it's not a game. Okay, these women right here are glowing because of makeup, fake makeup. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about when you see a woman who is strictly on an alkaline diet, and you know that she gets her sunlight, that she exercises, okay, that she spends a lot of time in nature, and you look at her, okay, especially when she receives sunlight, her skin glows. Okay, this is for both men and women. Actually, this is for everybody of every race, okay, who is strictly on an alkaline diet. Strictly on an alkaline diet, your skin will literally glow. Okay, it's not a game, people. It's not a game. But without further ado, that's really all I had on this topic. My next lecture is going to be on this whole thing that's going on with Bitcoin, this whole Bitcoin situation that's taking place, and this whole cryptocurrency situation. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Please share this video, like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One Man. I'm out.